All right, guys, we are live with the Team Bad Decisions Twitch stream, and I'm here. My name's Eric, and I'm here with John and Jesse. And it looks like Jesse doesn't apparently have a name on him, but that's fine. Let me see here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys. I know you don't need a name, man. Well, we'll make you one eventually. So John and I, we're both part of Team Bad Decisions. Jesse is a third-party buddy we have, and he runs a painting service. We're going to get to that in the second half. I think we're going to talk about 9th edition week 2 stuff first, as well as John has some tournament stuff on things you need to bring to a tournament that you wouldn't normally think of. So, I guess, John, you're always up to date on everything new that's coming out. The big thing for week 2, 9th edition, is the box, right?
Yes, they just revealed the, Warhammer community did revealed the contents of the new launch box. And they didn't really say it's like a starter box. They called it a launch box. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
I guess because a starter box is what, like, usually the Eldar starter box came with like a wave serpent, like 3 bikes, and like some Wraith Knights or something, or not Wraith Knights, Wraith Lords or whatever. So yeah, this would have to be like basically an entire army.
Yeah, I mean, I guess basically it's they just released the kind of the starting of 9th edition, and we know, as we all suspected, it was going to be Necrons versus Space Marines. And for those that didn't, they had the community stream at 7 o'clock this morning, or 7 o'clock this morning our time, and
I missed it.
Yeah, I missed it too. I totally missed it too. I mean, I did wake up for the rerun. So I watched some of the rerun. I didn't watch all of the rerun, but they had the guys from Warhammer community on discussing just what was all new. So basically, they revealed that there's going to be 20 Necron, all 20. They took pictures of all the sprues.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we don't, we didn't have time to capture the pictures of the sprues. They had pictures of the new sprues. So basically, the Necrons are getting 20 brand new warriors. They're getting a new overlord, a brand new sculpt of an overlord. They're getting a new warden guy. He's probably maybe going to replace the Necron Lord model.
Oh.
There's like a new Cryptech guy too.
Yeah, there's a new Cryptech guy called the Plasma Sight, or Plasma Tech, or Plasma. He's not going to be a psyker, but he's going to be like harnessing plasma and probably shooting plasma bolts out, from what they said.
I like plasma.
And then they had the new Scorpec. They had the Scorpec Lord, which is the 3-armed things they previewed on Community.
Is that let me see here.
They got that Reanimator too. It looks like a big, tall jellyfish.
Yeah. The Cryptech Reanimator. My guess is that's probably going to have some rules.
Yeah, I found a picture of him here. The big Reanimator thing. So it's got like a giant cannon on top, and then it looks like a big, nasty mechanical jellyfish.
I seen that. It's reminding me of World of Wars, or War of the Worlds.
Oh, it does. Now we need is Tom Cruise.
And then they had 3 of the new Scorpec destroyers. I believe it was going to come in the box. Overall, the box was going to be like 64, 61 miniatures. So that's a huge.
So with that's actually, well, that's 61 miniatures total with 2 armies, correct?
Two armies, yeah.
But I mean, that's probably 50% of a regular. Like if you split it, because it's obviously Space Marines versus Necrons. If you split it with half of it, and so say 30 of them are Space Marines, that's probably at least over half your army if you take into account the 25% points hike that were coming in.
Well, I mean, unconfirmed, unconfirmed, but yeah, everything's going to go up in points. So that's probably going to be a very good start. It's probably going to be a 1,500 point force, maybe.
If not good box to split with, yeah.
Probably a 1,500 point force, maybe a 750 point force. Either way.
Well, sorry, John.
And then in the Space Marine side, they revealed the new Outriders, which are your Primaris bikes, which some of us knew that they were coming.
Yep.
Those Blade Guard Blade Guard veterans, or what they're called.
Are they basically just... So it looked like they have swords and storm shields, and they're basically just the Invictus War Guards, right?
You mean the Victrix War Guard that came with Calgar?
Victrix War Guard that came with Calgar, correct.
They had... I'm really shocked at the amount of characters that you have. Basically, in the Marine side, you're getting a Primaris Captain,
Okay.
a Primaris Lieutenant, you're getting a Primaris Chaplain, you're getting the new Judicar Judiciary, and you're getting a Blade Guard Ancient, which is the guy carrying the banner. So that's... Of that set, you're getting 5 characters in that box set.
I guess that's both good and bad. Like, that's good for if you want to get cheap characters, but it's bad for if you're wanting to actually start an army, because obviously you need lots of troops and stuff like that if you start an army.
Well, and then they're getting 10 of the Assault Intercessors, so...
Oh, yeah, with the like a Super Melta thing or something like that?
No, the Assault Intercessors, the one with the chain, they're going to be the new Astartes chainswords. And then you're getting 3 of the... Eradicators?
Eradicators, I want to say is what they were called.
So they're going to be your Primaris Devastators?
They're called Melta rifles, I think is what they called them in the description.
Jesse, do you know,
So
did they say a profile on those?
They just said longer range Melta.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't say how far the range was or anything, but they called them long-range Melta rifles in the description if you read it.
So I wouldn't be surprised then if it's like an 18 or 24-inch range, because a multi-melt is 24, correct?
Yep.
And then a Melta gun is 12, and so if it's a Melta rifle, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a multi-Melta that's not a heavy weapon, essentially. So a 24.
Well, it could be the first of like...
Or two.
It could be... they're in... Yeah, Jesse's right. They are going to Gravis armor, so they're going to be moving slower, but they're also going to have 3 wounds, probably.
And T5, so...
Does Gravis come with the stock invul, or is that just the Gravis captain?
Just a Gravis captain.
Okay, I didn't know if he got it because he was a captain or if he came with it. That's crazy. But I would like to point out that, and I don't know if you guys have the Twitch stream pulled up, we got a picture here on it of the most important 9th edition unit. Not the Silent King, not the new Satan, the 4-wheeled bike of doom. Look at that. In all of its glory. Look at that beast. It's
that I know. That is that's gonna be a great orc buggy when I get done with it.
It really does. I mean, like we're joking around, but it does offer a lot of conversion options. And if it's pointed right, that thing would be broken. It's got an onslaught Gatling cannon and 2 heavy bolters.
Yep.
So that's 6 plus 6. Is it an onslaught or a heavy onslaught Gatling cannon?
I think it looks just like an onslaught, like the one that's on top of the repulsor.
Now, are those heavy bolters or are those like heavy bolt rifles?
I don't know. I guess we could cover up our faces for a second and zoom in on this bad boy. Let's see here. You're right. They might be heavy bolt rifles, but that is definitely the basic onslaught Gatling cannon. But man, if this thing's around 75 points and you can take them in squads, how much fun would this be?
Yeah, that'd be very fun.
Just tons of them.
They're going to be really good in like a White Scars army. Really super good in White Scars. I think they'll probably be really good in like. And I think it said it could take a multi-melta or something. It could take something else on it
instead of that Gatling cannon. Is
yeah, it was going to take more of an anti-tank weapon on it. Oh, twin last talon. I think it took the last talon from like the repulsor.
Wow.
Did you see the turret?
Yeah.
Too?
There's
a turret version of it, Jesse?
Oh yeah, no. There's a defense turret.
Yep.
On this at the end of the Warhammer Community, they have Beyond the Box video that reveals about 8 new models that they didn't have time to preview, and one of them is basically like a sentry defense turret.
But wait, I'm on my stuff today, and we have a picture of it too.
It's like a tech marine that's using it too, so it's probably going to hit on 2s hopefully.
It looks like that the cannon that sits on the head of the Imperial Knight that can target air.
It's supposed to be a twin. It's
last talons.
Whatever the use. No suppressors. The accelerator autocannons. I think that's what it's supposed to be. A twin accelerator auto. I think what the suppressors use on it.
I thought I'd seen that in the description. It might be able to get last talons too. I might be wrong though.
Let me see here.
That's interesting. And what that's going to have for wounds? Is it going to have chapter tactics? I mean, it's just crazy the amount of like. Okay, so now we're going to be putting defense turrets down.
I'm interested because there's already the defense turret, the tarantula turret or something like that from Forge World, right? It's like 45 points or something dirt cheap.
Well, you also have the Forge World Raper carriers too that can be like the quad heavy bolters and stuff too.
I really like those. They have like the quad mortar, and then they have one that's like 4 missile launchers that are 3 straight damage. I think those are really cool, and especially
very fun.
Yeah, they're fun, and then they're great because Thunderfire cannons are all the rage still, so you can easily proxy that as a Thunderfire cannon if you have the quad mortar, and no one's gonna care. So let me see.
But it's all gonna be Primaris. Obviously, it's probably not gonna be able to move.
Smiling,
so.
Let me see here. Okay. Let me see. My audio is crappy. So, anyways, yeah. So this thing looks cool. Depending on the point value, what slot is that even? Heavy support? Is that going to be a heavy support?
It would probably have to be a heavy support slot. I mean, it would have to be.
Okay, so that would mean the car, the most noble of Space Marine warriors.
Yeah, that ATV's got to be a fast attack slot.
Fast attack, or it might be an elite slot.
It could be an elite slot. Now, here's the question: is do you think it will be? You know how you can take a bike squad and you can add an attack bike? Do you think you can take a Primaris squad and add this as an attack bike? So it adds
their idea.
Oh, add the ATV as a. It is possibility because like Gene Stealer Cult, you can take like. Remember they have those bikers, the Atlan Jackals, and then you can add the quad. You can add the quad racer on that, which basically gives it 4 wounds instead of. The question is though, is that going to be more than 10 wounds? Is it going to degrade? Is it going to have 8 or 9 wounds?
See, I was honestly thinking it was only going to have 4 because it's got so like most bike stuff is, well, maybe 6 wounds because so a Primaris bike's supposed to have 3 wounds, right?
Maybe. Well, we're assuming.
Yeah.
We're assuming, yeah.
Plus 1 for the bike. So this would be 2 Primaris dudes at 4, plus 1 for each dude for the thing. So 5 or 6 wounds is what I'm going to estimate.
Right. Because a regular attack bike has 4. So if you're going to throw another Primaris in there, you just add 2 wounds to it. So probably have 6. 6 to 7.
That's not fine. Like I said, if 75 to 80 points. If it's under 100, it might not be bad. Especially if you can take them in multi-units and they have something that gives no -1 to hit on that heavy weapon, because it'll probably have like
I'm
a
sure
10
they'll
or
have
12
some
range.
like some flat out rule that'll be able to like advance and shoot heavy weapons without a penalty or something. I mean, though, well, our White Scars can already do so. Well, I mean, like I said, we'll see. Maybe White Scars. Like I said, this looks like a White Scar vehicle, like really a good White Scar vehicle, or maybe even a good Raven Wing vehicle to add into it. But I don't know if we'll have the Raven Wing keyword, but.
I mean, who knows too? You know, since they did that, they incorporated that heavy rule that just only applies to infantry, so it might not even get it.
Right. So yeah, exactly the point. Yeah.
Oh
so,
yeah.
You know,
okay.
9th edition, only infantry is going to suffer the -1 penalty for shooting.
You
know, this team might be able to fall back and charge. It might be able to fall back and charge. It might be able to. It's limitless, but I mean, it's going to be a really cool conversion opportunity. So, like the turret, I'll be making a mech gun out of. I guarantee I'll be making a turret into a mech gun easily.
Oh, it'll be really cool. The turret will be cool. What? There's one more specific model that I just saw. Let me add this bad boy in. It is this guy, and he's this weird-looking Necron Destroyer Lord.
Yeah.
What is that?
I can't even pronounce the name. It's supposed to be some heavy destroyer. Do you see the big giant jets on it?
It's a lock heavy destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably gonna be a new unit, or they're replacing the regular heavy destroyers with those guys.
It might be. The description on the Warhammer community says it's those powerful jets make them highly mobile, and the long reach of their weapons means they'll be taking out their quarry and making for an especially resilient target. So what's the normal range on a heavy destroyer right now?
72 on the heavy destroyer. It's a las cannon. It's an AP -4
las
cannon.
What's the move on them?
10.
So I would maybe say 12 if he's saying make them highly mobile. I can't see them being like, oh, you get a 20-inch move.
Right, but there's also two. I think there's supposed to be two different gun versions on it as well. So.
Oh, okay. So that one clearly looks like some super gauze rifle thing, and then the current heavy destroyer has a las cannon basically, so you probably could take
it's a gauze something.
Gauze cannon or something like that. Okay.
Heavy gauze cannon, I think.
Yeah, so you probably have like a really good anti-horde and then a really good anti-vehicle loadout.
That would make sense. So, something we missed. It's called the Fire Strike Servo Turret. That's what that Space Marine turret is. And you're right, it can go twin accelerator cannon or twin las talon. So it's going to be either 4 shots at strength 7 -2 2 damage apiece, or the las talon is 8 -3 3 damage apiece, or D3.
Yeah, I want to say
D6. It's a 2-shot las cannon.
Okay. Oh, the las talon is okay. Got it. Man, if that's cheap,
and they'll probably
good
get
lord.
doctrines and. I mean, the accelerator. I see a lot of people taking the accelerator autocannons on it because of that. It's got the same rule where no Overwatch is allowed.
Yeah.
Because the suppressors fire. If they kill a model, there's no Overwatch. I can see a lot of people taking that if it has the same rule, no firing. No Overwatch models.
I think the suppressor, the twin accelerator, was only a 24-inch range, right? I want to say it was.
Aren't they 30?
30? They might be 30. I guess that 30 would make it worthwhile. 24 might not make it worthwhile. Well, the board is smaller, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, you got to think about it. Yeah, you're shaving a foot off the long side, a foot and 4 inches.
Let's see here.
Accelerator autocannons are 48-inch.
Oh, wow, I was totally wrong. Okay, yeah, then this thing is going to be broken if it's priced right. I wonder, the real kicker will be, does the Tech Marine pop out if it gets destroyed? Do you get a free Tech Marine?
Probably not.
That would be,
Yeah, he's actually he's like harnessed onto that thing, so.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's probably not even going to be a Tech Marine on it. It's probably just a primary, just a regular Marine on it.
He definitely has the Mechanicus cog symbol on his shoulder pad. And that, tooth gear mark pattern around it. So interesting. Wow.
Well, the other question too is maybe can you deep strike behind it and just shoot the operator, kind of like Thunderfire cannons and stuff?
I'm gonna.
I don't think it's gonna have a. I think it's just gonna be one profile.
Yeah, I don't think it's sure to say it's just one profile since it's one model. But
yeah, because Tech Marine says Tech Marine with Thunderfire cannon. That's what the data slate says.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But still, we Space Marine players got our Invader ATV.
Shenanigans?
The only thing that matters in 9th edition, the Invader ATV.
Yeah.
It's so ugly. Who was like, this is a great idea?
They were listening to the people wanting fast attack.
Yeah.
Wanting Primaris bikers, and you got Primaris ATVs now.
It's clearly
see land speeders next too, maybe. Who knows?
That a Primaris land speeder.
There was that one clouded pictured rumor.
Mm-hmm.
That you saw something floaty that was a Primaris.
It looked like a repulsor size thing.
Yeah, or an impulsor size thing.
Yeah, impulsor size thing. Yeah. It was.
Well, that is a drop pod.
Right. Yeah. New Primaris drop pod. It's just a dread claw drop pod size drop. Clearly, the dude that made this is the guy that designed the original bikes, or not the original bikes, but the original Primaris bikes. Because it's just the exact same bike, just with 2 of them sandwiched.
Well, if you check out the the community stream, they had Jess Goodwin on, and he was one who designed the Blade Guard veterans. So.
Okay.
And he said he was the guy who designed the second version of the Land Raider, not the first version of the Land Raider, but he designed the second version of the Land Raider.
There was a first that's the current Land Raider now is the second Land Raider.
Yeah, you've never seen the original first. One with the tracks that go all the way around the top and everything like that.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a World War I tank. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So that was the first version of the Land Raider.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, I've only been playing since 7th. Well, end of 7th. Yeah, it's in 7th. So, interesting. So, is there anything else? I'm trying to think. Is there anything else from new 9th edition stuff that we haven't talked about? We talked about rules, whatever. John, are you excited for Fabius Bile? I know you're a big Fabius Bile player.
I'm a big Fabius Bile player. In fact, I ordered 2 of them. So, yes, I'm excited because there was the leak on community. Not the leak, but the reveal on community that the Agents of Bile are going to be. I don't know if they're going to be a separate legion, or if they're just going to be. Are you going to be able to put Fabius Bile into a Alpha Lord's detachment and not lose your Alpha Lord? Got it. But there's a Creations of Bile. You can add one. You could pick a unit and you add one to the strength and movement characteristics of that unit for Creations of Bile. Now, I don't know if it's going to apply to infantry. I assume it's going to apply to infantry, but they did kind of hit that Possessed would be really good with that because that would give them movement 8 and basically strength 6. Right off the bat. But again, I don't know if now are the Creations of Bile going to be able to be enhanced further by Bile because they put Bile's new chart up for the enhanced warriors. So is it going to be able to further enhance those warriors, or are they going to be stuck with that Legion trait? Or is the Legion trait only going to apply to infantry? Because if that would apply to infantry, bikers, and characters, that'd be really super good for chaos. But
yeah,
because getting an extra biker with an extra movement and an extra strength, or getting a Hellbrute with an extra. I'm assuming it's only going to apply to infantry and maybe bikers, but.
Yeah, that would make sense, because being able to make... Well, you could still make Oblits, because Oblits are technically infantry, aren't they?
Correct. They are infantry.
So you can make Oblits +1 strength, because their melee is actually decent.
Their melee is pretty decent already, because of the +2 strength on their fists. So
they're strength 6, right?
They're strength 5 base, or strength 4 base, but their fists take them to strength 6.
Yeah. And it's D3 damage apiece, -2.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a baby power fist, essentially.
It's a baby power fist, yeah. But I mean, they could be buffed by Greater Possessed. So that's the question: is what kind of synergy is the Creations of Bile going to have with other legions? So are they going to be able to, if that's true, you could really get Khorne Berserkers up to strength 8. Because how good would that be with Khorne Berserkers to strength 8?
Especially with the small board profiles now. Man, Knights beware.
Because they're 5 base right now. If you enhance them with the Creations of Bile, that would take them to strength 6. If you could buff them again with Fabius Bile's, injections at strength 7, and then the Chain Axe takes them to strength 8.
Plus you give them the +1 to wound with vets.
Right.
So Knights on 3s.
Man. Yeah, so you could there's a lot of possible synergies that could happen with that. Plus you've got the fight again strat, so you could plus the +1 attack from being for hateful assault.
Can Bile buff Possessed? Because currently Possessed Bomb is a real solid thing.
His current rules without anything to Spider, without seeing anything from War of the Spider, he could buff any infantry unit within 1 inch of the end of the movement phase, and it can either be +1 strength, toughness, or attack based on what you roll.
So how does that affect Possessed? You go +1 strength on Possessed. I'm not familiar with the Possessed Bomb. What is that?
Well, they're already movement 7 and strength 5.
Okay.
So that would go to strength. If you would go to either strength, they would go to strength 6 base, toughness 5 base, or an extra attack. So they would get D3 +1, and then hateful assault would give them D3 +2.
And then
but you roll the dice for every model in the unit, and on a 6 they take a mortal wound.
Worth it.
Oh yeah, because Possessed with 2 wounds.
Worth it. So then, because
if you mark in the Slanesh, you get delightful agonies on them.
Yeah.
And ignore the wounds on 5s.
And then, because the Possessed Bomb thing is that you do mortals on 6s to wound, correct? Or 5s to wound or something like that?
You can do... Well, it depends on what you normally know. You have to put in you have to bring in a Nurgle detachment and cast Virulent Blessing on them. Well, yes, you on an unmodified 6, you could take a field commander trait for the Demonkin Ritualistics detachment in Vigilus Ablaze, and you can on an unmodified 6, you could do a mortal wound in addition to there's unmodified 6. You can't veterans that, but if you were to bring in a Herald of Nurgle and cast Virulent Blessing on them, it adds 1 to wound rolls, and then any wounds of 7 would inflict double damage. Not mortal wounds, but double damage. So they would go from 1 damage to 2 damage. But again, they do have unmodified, and then you could stack veterans on top of Virulent Blessing. So any 5s to wound would be 7s to wound, and then 6s would do mortal wounds because it is unmodified 6s.
Whew. Go fabulous.
And I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. Right. I mean, and with the new little surgeon, the little surgical attendant, he add or subtracts 1 to that D3 roll. So if you roll a 1, you can take a 1 or a 2, and which basically means you're going to get +1 toughness as one of your choices. So +1 toughness on anything is when
it's
you go
pretty
from
great.
T4 to T5, that's making it so much better. So it depends on what you want for your buff. You know, what do you buff? Berserkers, do you want the extra attack versus maybe the extra strength? You know, do you want it? There's a lot of things that we don't know yet. Maybe he can't buff his own creations because they've already been enhanced.
Oh yeah.
So that is a possibility. But they, you know, there's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of possibilities that could be out there. I mean, the Death Guard, the Death Guard strats got some of the Death Guard strats that got revealed are really good. Like the add 6 inches to all plague weapons, which basically means now the grenade bomb's going to be 12 inches instead of 6 inches now.
Yeah, that's great. But the grenade bomb's a little bit. Well, I guess that's better because the grenade bomb, the blow up rhino is gone, right? Where you can blow it up and then jump out and grenade bomb. So basically, the grenade bomb is just back to its normal strength essentially because now you're at a 12-inch range.
No, well, yeah, but grenades are only 6 inches.
Yeah, so
grenades are 12 inches.
Twice as much threat range now with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you have the same threat range as when you used to be able to blow up the rhino, because the rhino can move 12 inches, then you could disembark, and so you have essentially the same threat range as it. So that's kind of cool. So might see some Plague Marines on the table.
Well, you'll be able to see them a lot better because there's also a relic out there, a new relic out there that will give all Death Guard units other than Poxwalkers and Cultists a 5-up pinball and save.
What?
Yeah.
So basically, you're gonna get a 5-up. You'll get a 5-up on your Plague Marines.
Yeah. Man, that's
crazy. There's seven Plague cults. Everybody's getting like the treatment of, you know, you're now not just Black Legion or not just Thousand Sons. You're Thousand Sons of the cult. They're getting 7 of the 7 plague bands that are in the book. If you read the lore, so they're getting a plague cult keyword.
Okay. Interesting.
So like the 7th one is called the Sons of Mortarion. So they'll get they'll get basically like a strat, a
psychic power,
maybe a psychic power, a warlord trait, and a relic maybe, just like the Cult of Magic does.
Interesting.
Because there's one where you could put the community reveal that you could put Poxwalkers in reserve and bring Poxwalkers up from the ground.
Okay. Interesting. I have not known any of this.
That's because you don't play as much anymore.
Yeah, that's what happens when you move away.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You just gotta find people to play with.
Jesse, you know I can't make friends.
You can't have friends.
Nobody's allowed to have friends. I'm at my limit. All right. It's like MySpace. I got my top 8. But so I just noticed actually there's Custodes stuff.
Yes.
So they've got a strat for 1 CP that lets you heroically intervene. Use the strat at the end of your opponent's charge phase. Select one of the Adeptus Custodes unit that is. Oh, so it's you should pick a unit and you can heroically intervene. So if you have a unit of 8 bikers, they can heroically intervene essentially.
Right, and then the Custodes are getting the treatment too. There's going to be 5 like sub. They're going to be 5 orders or something like whatever the hell they're called. They're going to get the same.
Just all new chapters.
The Assassin got a strat too, didn't they, John?
Yeah, the Assassin's actually got 2 stratagems that got revealed. For 2 CPs, you can basically swap an assassin out. So say you're playing against a non-psych. You say you took bought a Calixtus assassin for your army, which is the anti-psyker, but they're not. You're playing Necrons. Oh crap! I just wasted a point. Now for 2 CPs, you could swap that assassin out for a different assassin.
You just be like, oh, Vindicator, boom.
Yeah.
Yep. They also got a 0 CP, right?
Yeah, they got a 0 CP strat for anytime an assassin kills a character, not just a Vindicator, any assassin. You get 1 CP, you get 2 if it's your Warlord.
So that would obviously, that's going to work best with a Vindicator because he can pinch you out from, 72 inches away.
I can't quote me, I think there's a Vindicator assassin that can, I think there's a Vindicator assassin that can shoot twice.
Holy God.
Strategy, I think a Vindicator assassin could shoot twice, pick 2 different characters. So, depending on 9th edition's rules on getting command points back, he could possibly just, character command point.
I know that, so I'm looking right here, Custode's got, I think, what might turn into one of the most broken strats. They can pick a unit, Custode's infantry unit from your army that did not advance. Until the end of the phase, models in that unit make double the number of attacks of rapid fire and pistol weapons. So
basically, it could be all their Guardian Spears.
Yeah.
Their Guardian Spears are rapid fire.
And aren't they heavy bolters that are 2 damage?
Yeah, I think they're strength 4, but they're minus 1, 2 damage.
Yeah, so, but they're normally 2 shots apiece, right?
They're rapid fire something,
24 inches, I believe. They're super bolters,
The swords are pistol 12.
So if you take 10 dudes, you get 40 strength 4 minus 1, 2 damage apiece shots. That's a lot.
Yeah. And then I believe the Guardian Swords are pistol 2. I think they're 4-0, 2 damage. 4 EP 0, 2 damage on the pistols, so.
Man, that's good.
Yeah. That's really good. I think the swords are only at 12-inch range, but I think the Guardian Spears are 24-inch range.
Well, maybe they'll give them some point changes so you can get some more custodes on the map.
Yeah, it would be funny if they changed everybody's point values, but custodes just left them the same, and then everybody's like brought up a little bit to kind of make custodes a viable army, besides seeing 3 jet bikes run around.
Well, they're going to be a viable army now because they're going to have access to 12 command points.
Yeah.
Just like everybody. Yeah. So, and they know that you're going to take, if you take a battalion detachment, it costs you 3 CPs, but if your warlord's in it, it's going to be free. So your first battalion is free. So it's whether or not you want to bring in another detachment of, let's say you want to bring another second detachment of battalion, it's going to cost you 3 of your 12 command points.
Well, that and they're saying that you're going to possibly get 1 command point at the beginning of each battle round?
Right, in the command phase, yeah. Everybody will get 1 command point back.
So interesting. Lets people get like a little defensive, command point stratagem to do something. That way it's not turn 3, hey, look, I'm out of command points. I can't do nothing now the whole game.
Yeah, I've blown all my command points and wasted them, yeah.
But it's going to make, I don't know if they're going to have the limits of command. Where you can only get 1 back during, in the command phase. Can you get more than 1 back in the command phase? Can you get more than 1 back? There's a lot of relics that are specific, if your opponent uses a stratagem, you use a stratagem, are they gonna change that? They did say the book is like 400 pages. I think they did say the book was like 435 pages.
Good God.
Yeah.
Did we cover the new blast template rules in a previous stream?
I could not confirm or deny that.
Well, I guess we'll do it again. Why not? So blast templates are
they're not templates. You gotta stop saying templates.
Yeah, they're not templates. You just max shots if it's 10 units or more, or 10 models or more in a unit.
11.
11. Okay.
So if the rule, there's 174 blast weapons listed in that book, and yeah, it's going to be in all the rules are supposed to be in the core book, so which lists all the blast weapons. So I'm assuming frag grenades are going to be blast weapons. I would assume.
So if it's 11 models or more, how many units are affected by it?
Well, nothing in the Imperium other than conscripts and electro priests. But every other non-Imperium army has units that can go above 11. Orcs, Tyranids, Necrons.
So yeah, but it's just one. Well, no, because orcs, like, everything can go above 10 basically. But the thing is,
not everything can go.
Okay. Yeah, but the thing is like, primarily most stuff sits at 10. I mean, you might have like Ludas at like 15. I think Ludas can go to 15, right?
Yeah.
And then
like Ludas, Burnas,
okay,
tank busters go to 15.
I know like Tyranids have like Hormagaunts and Tormagants, but that's basically it. Just the basic infantry.
Gene Stealers can go to 20.
Gene Stealers can go to 20. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Cultists.
Termagants. Your Gargoyles can go above 10. Your Gargoyles can go to 20.
Yeah.
About Cultists?
Yeah, Cultists can go
to 30. Poxwalkers can go to 20.
What about the
Plague Marine? Any sort of Chaos Space Marine unit can pretty much go to 20.
Okay.
Any like all the Chaos Space Marine units can go to 20. So yeah, basically everything that's not Imperium, which. Okay, I know I'm a salty Astartes on this, but I feel that this rule was designed for the Imperium because, like I said, it's really hard to name a lot of Imperium units that can go above 10.
I don't, like I said, I see where you're coming from. I think that definitely the Imperium benefits most from this, but on the other side of that, what units are actually taken at 11 or more? So, like, you're never going to see a Chaos Space Marine unit of 10 or more. You're not going to see it of 5 or of more than 5.
Always take. Well, you run the Possess Bomb, you have to run 20.
Yeah, so there's basically, you'll see Possess Bomb, you'll see Gene Stealers, you'll see the Shooty Gaunts, or the Melee Gaunts. You'll see
Bloodletter Bombs.
Bloodletter Bombs.
All the Plague Bearer Bombs.
Plague Bearer Bombs.
You're gonna see all the.
Yeah.
Yep, you're gonna.
The horrors.
It's basically exactly. It's designed, and I get it because they're tired of. It speeds the game up. Don't get me wrong. This the two things that they want with 9th edition: speed the game up, speed the game up.
Yeah.
And they've done it by shortening the board, upping points cost, and now you don't have to roll as many dice for the weapons with the blast keyword. Yeah. You do get minimum of 3 shots if it's between 6 and 10 models. So if a blast weapon, say you roll a grenade D6, and you roll a 1. So it's a minimum of 3 if it's between 6 to 10 models.
Well, that's major, because what that does is, I mean, that nukes guard. You know, gone are the days of 6 10-man squads of guard running around and me rolling double 1s for my battle cannon shots on knights and killing 2 guardsmen. So that's
right.
Cool. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's still, I mean, it's a minimum of 3, but it's okay. I mean, it's not that, and then they didn't specify what about a D3 weapon that's a blast? I don't know what they're gonna do with the D3 weapons that are blast. Is it auto 3 against anything over 6? Is it? They didn't exactly. They only specified D6 weapons. They didn't specify like D3 weapons if they're blast. You get max shots at 6 models, or you get max shots at 11 models. That
would be because there's no real way to say, hey, you get like with the max shots, you could. That's obviously an easy thing. Or you get max shots, but there's no real way to say an in between. Like how they do 6 to 10 is 3. What 6 to 10 is 2 now with it. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
I mean, it would probably be that, but we didn't hear on the D. We didn't know anything on the D3, so they just specified D6 weapons, which makes for a lot of interesting things because now like a lot of people have like grenades strats that you could throw multiple grenades. So could you imagine like throwing grenades at like 30 orcs and have like 60 hits, 60 hits against orcs?
Imagine how nasty rocket launchers are going to be.
Oh, Ultramarines Devastator spam, my heart.
Yeah.
My heart.
I mean, rockets, if you're shooting at a unit of 11 or more, you're getting max amount of hits with 4 rocket launchers from devs. That's going to be gross.
Oh my god, yeah. It's all, and with the Ultra, well, not with the Ultras, just the Devastator Doctrine in general, they're all -1, so now all your infantry's strength 4, -1 damage. It's only 1 damage, but that's great for hordes. Hormagaunts, Gene Stealers, all that stuff.
Yeah. But Devastators are super. They'll all be legends. All tactical Assault Marines go to Lannisters, all go to Legends by next year.
Oh, they're going
all
away.
Primaris.
There's no way they're going away. I already have been looking on eBay and seeing people just like chucking up Tactical Marines like crazy. Some dude was selling 50 painted Tactical Marines and like Salamanders for like $20. I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm thinking about hawking all of mine.
I have probably a good 100 of them that I'm just like, I don't know what to do with these now. So
yeah, I'll probably keep like 30 of them that are already painted just for memories. But my other boxes of them, I'm probably just gonna just get rid of them.
Yeah, exactly. Toss them away. They're not cost effective anymore. You can't do a Space Marine Loyal 32 with Tactical Marines. Scouts are way more effective than that. So it's like I don't think anyone's run Tactical Marines and come close to winning a tournament in probably a year.
Yeah, they don't even use them as fillers. I mean, they will just take scouts.
Yeah, because you can. It's the same unit, and when you put them in cover, it's like, oh, I got a 3-up save anyway. Who cares? And plus, I'm just there to scout deploy.
Right.
Somebody asked, can Primaris take rockets? I don't think so. No, Primaris cannot take rockets.
There's no Primaris Devastators. Well, obviously they're getting those Eradicators, but I mean, eventually down the future they'll probably make multiple. When that kit, because those are all snap in the box. Those are all snap fit miniatures. There's only like a few head swaps, but they're all the snap fit miniatures that come in every box set.
Yeah.
So there's no like you can't take Meltas or whatever guns with it. So when they get their own kit, like Eliminator's got their own kit, I'm sure they'll probably have some different weapon combinations on it.
Yeah.
The Interceptors got their own kit, so they can do the plasmas.
Oh yeah. And Hellblasters can do. Now they have their own kit, so they can do like the 3 different plasma guns, right?
Correct. Yeah.
There's 3 different kinds of rifles.
Right. So, but because this is all just a snap fit box, it's all going to be. You're getting stuck with whatever's in there.
It's the price that matters, though. I want to see how much it's going to cost.
Oh, I think it's going to be $150.
The box?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So the box is. I talked to a buddy, and he thinks that. So if you get 61 models, he thinks it's going to be $300.
I think it's gonna be $150 because there was a giveaway. Okay, so if you watch, there was one of these guys who does a YouTube video, posted something about they were doing a giveaway set of one box set, and they said the retail value of it was 120 pounds. So I did a conversion and it said $150, but that could just be a giveaway.
So let's math this out. If you're getting 61 miniatures and it's $150, this will possibly be the best deal GW's ever put out.
Yeah.
Well, how much was the Shadow Spear box though? Like 180?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but you only got like 30 miniatures total.
Yeah.
I mean, you got all the new released models in that too for 180.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and same thing here. So you're getting all these new release models. John said 5 characters on the Space Marines alone, plus 10 of these new aggressors. You said
Assault Intercessors. Okay, yeah. So I mean, those guys are $65 a pop for. Oh no! Sorry, I'm thinking aggressors.
Yeah. So we don't have an actual price point on those, but
Well, if they're going to be like intercessors, a box of 10 intercessors is $65. So
okay, yeah. So you're getting 10 of those, $65. So yeah. So you're. I mean, already with characters, because characters are running 35 or 40?
35 a piece.
Yeah. Rip off. Yeah. So 5 of those. Let's just say 30. Let's be nice. 30, $150 for 5 characters. 10-man unit intercessors. You're getting the bikes, which are 55 or like standard bikes now are 55 or 65 a piece, right? For a 3-man.
For 3 bikes.
Yeah. So there's that. You're already over $300 just on the Space Marine side.
It probably cost them $1 to make the box, though.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah. Somebody leaked a long time ago.
It is supposed to come with that 400-page rule book with new cover art.
So it comes with the 9th edition rule book as well.
Yeah. And it comes with that 400-page book, and comes with another separate book that has all the assembly guide and data slates in it. So. Plus 2 sets of. I believe there was 2 sets of. There was an entire set of transfers as well that had Space Wolf and other.
Yeah,
I did.
It had some Blood Angel tiers on it too. I seen.
Really. So yeah, so this is definitely 100% shaping up to be the best deal that GW's ever offered in terms of
No,
a
that's what
box
they've been.
set.
That's what they've been putting on the. That's what they've been putting on Twitch. On their live streams. This has been the best box set ever.
Good, that's good.
So,
It's finally about time they gave back.
I mean, okay. Remember everything. Everybody out there in Chatland. This is rumored still. They did not release a price point. I think they did say July.
Yeah, end of July or something like that. I can't remember.
Right, because they still have. Because Spider comes out this week. Pre-orders next week for War of the Spider, which means then Pariah will be out maybe 2 weeks after that, which will be the last book, and then probably 9th edition.
Interesting.
And then maybe Fulgrim.
That'd be fucking amazing. Speaking of which, there would be something for Jesse to paint for his commission service. I realize we've been rambling for 45 minutes here on 9th edition stuff. Oh yeah, my fault. John, you are bringing to us today 10 things that you need for a tournament. 10 key things you need for a tournament.
Well, some of them are key things, some of them are kind of obscure things. First off, we know a lot of tournaments have been canceled. But when tournament season starts picking back up, there are just a few things that for those of you who've never been to a tournament, those of you these are just a couple of little items. I did 10 things that I think are necessary items. So these, and I go in order of kind of crappiest to most obvious to. So number one, a copy of your list for those. Bring extra copies of your list. Most tournaments use BCP app, so the list is viewed electronically. But it's always good to have your opponent rather than looking at his phone, looking at your list on the BCP app. Some tournaments use it, some tournaments don't use it. Bring extra copies of your list because first off, it's good for yourself, and second of all, it's good for nobody get cheated. You don't want to get cheated out of anything. Hey, you don't have this last cannon on this guy. You shot me in the last cannon. So
yeah,
that's
no plasma pistols.
Right. So number 9, bring a pen. Most tournaments they do have pens available, but they don't like you using their pens. And with the recent COVID-19, it's probably good to have your own stuff rather than again, some apps, if you're playing ITC or they use the Best Coast Pairings app, you can input the score electronically, and you're good with that as well. So the other biggest one is hydration. You want to bring something to hydrate yourself with. So bring it, whether it be water or your favorite beverage, favorite adult beverage, whether it be a soda pop as well. Just check with your local tournament vendor for alcohol policies, because some convention centers, hotels have policies in place for bringing your own alcohol in. So during a tournament you talk a lot, you get hydrated, you don't want to go to the bathroom. If you're playing on a chess clock, you want to save as much time as possible.
Yep.
Have some stuff with you and always good to offer your opponent a drink, whether it be if you got an extra bottle of water or an extra soda or an extra adult beverage. That's always good sportsmanship, and always a good sportsmanship. Again, find out what the alcohol policy is at wherever you're playing at, because some people don't like outside alcohol brought. Some people will sneak alcohol in. We won't name names. And I wasn't pointing at you. I pointed at myself. So bring those in just for hydration and good. The next one, number 4, some of these I have wound counters. They can be dials like this little dial here from Litco Games locally in Valparaiso.
Bringing it a little closer.
I'm sorry. Can you see?
Yeah, that's good right there. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so this is just a little dial. They do custom jobs. You can ask them to put whatever icon. Obviously you can't put certain things on there based on copyright things, but they'll. And then these are from hexyshop.com. There's a little Black Legion one. It's a wound counter. You can also. It's just something I don't particularly like using dice for my wound counters other than your D10s.
Mm-hmm.
We do also have D10s available at our merchandise store at Team Bad Decisions, so you can get D10s and then or D4s for these dice. Just for me, help me so that way I'm not picking up a D6 that I need to roll for wound counters. So another thing I bring with me is a command point, victory point type, again from Hexy Store. They have different, HexyShop.com has a bunch of different ones for different factions, although they can't call them those because of the IP. So it's got 3 different dials for turns, command points, victory points. I do think that these are, if I were to give a product rating of them, they're okay. They're really fancy, but these little pop tabs kind of fall out a lot of times. So you'll be missing them all the time. One of the things I like bringing are templates. So I bring a 9-inch template. I got these from Broken Egg Games. This is exactly a 9-inch tactical template. So when you deep strike, you are 9 inches away, and it's got a 3, 6, and a 2, and a 1. So you can. This saves a lot of time when you're pre-measuring. So you're not sticking your tape measure out there all the time, and this makes it easier for you. And then I also bring deployment zone markers, which some of them I got from Adepticon 1 year or so. And these just help you mark out your deployment zone. If you are really, again, if you're on a clock, deployment counts as part of your time. So you want to be as fast as you can at deploying your army because the time is against you. The number 7, is a repair kit. Now I'm very clumsy, so during every tournament I break at least 4 or 5 miniatures. So I always pack with me a repair kit that mostly just includes glue and files and maybe a pair of tweezers if I feel like I want to bring my Dremel for sanding or cleaning. I can bring that, or quick pinning real quick as well. So just a small repair kit. Because you don't want to, if your army's going to be displayed up there, you don't want to have a couple guys with broken arms, because that'll be judged against you. And it looks good when your miniatures have all their pieces on there. So, and then the next one is one of the ones I use commonly because I play in Orc Army, are movement trays. So we have different kinds of movement trays. These are from GW. These are 32 millimeter movement trays. The models fit pretty well in there. Actually, these are really well designed. They come in 40, 25, and 32 millimeter ones. They really are really good. I can't complain about them as well. I do have a couple MDF ones, as you can see here. I put some occultists on there that are made from my friend Clifton Russell. He is on Facebook at Clifton Russell. He does MDF, really great MDF trays. They come in the standard 1-inch. They also come in a 2-inch. They also come in a 2-inch spaced out. Whoa, for your. So this way, these guys are in unit coherency, and they're 2 inches apart. So that way, you can block off deployment zones. You can put your army down faster. They also do them in little tighter group trays. And they also do them in big 30-man trays.
Oh!
Yeah. For portability and ease of movement. Very good. I've had no complaints. I've had no complaints with Clifton. He's been great. Again, Clifton Russell on Facebook. Does really good. One thing I didn't have a picture of, I don't know if you got that one picture in Discord of Army transport is a big thing between tables.
Yep, I got you up right there.
I recommend a cart for transporting your army. As you can see the picture in the chat, I don't know why I didn't do this 10 years ago, because I was tired of carrying around my display board, tired of carrying around thousands of miniatures, and when I started seeing people doing those, this saves me so much time, because you can put all your bag, you can put your drinks, you can put your rule books, dice all on those trays, and it saves you plenty of time to go in between your tables, because that's where your time starts lagging when you got thousands of people trying to move between tables, and the transport cart is really great. So the one more thing too is on objective markers. I just use the simple ones that are 40mm base types. They do have those really great mouse pad. I don't know if this is exactly size, but they do have like mouse pad size objective markers, which basically means if you're touching the objective mark, if you're touching the mouse pad, you're on the objective. That's
I love
3-inch.
Those are great.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't have any time to. I was gonna order some for the show, and I was lazy, and I didn't do it. So, I don't know. I'll be honest. I wanted to order some to have them placed, and they're really great. They're really great. So if you're touching it, you're within 3 inches of the objective. Don't have to put your tape measurement out. So, really, and the last thing that I think you should bring to a tournament is a good attitude. That should be the number one thing. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, nobody wants to go to a tournament and play a really bad. You don't want to play against a really pain in the butt player. You really don't.
Pause.
Well, okay. Probably good thing he's not listening to our chat. Nobody wants to go and play that. But we've all played that one guy here or there that's just been a pain in the butt. But you should always just go in with a great attitude to play it. We're playing with plastic toy soldiers, which we love. And if you can't get any enjoyment, I admit. There's about 5 guys I've played in my long here that I'd rather have my teeth pulled out without Novocaine. Yeah. There's about 5 people in the long games that I've played at tournaments that I'd rather just had my teeth pulled out without Novocaine. So, but for the most part, I'm a pretty laid-back guy. I just go in there and play the game that I love so much, regardless of whether I'm tabling my opponent or getting tabled by an opponent. I've never really had too many bad experiences other than those 5 guys. So.
I actually I'm gonna be honest. I think the thing that rings true with me. I think the thing I like best is the pin. I know for a fact that, and you can attest, we're on the same Adepticon team every year, John. And Jesse was on with us last year. I lose my pin every time, or I don't bring a pin, and I am always the guy that's like, "Can I borrow your pin?" And then half the time, I take your pin.
Right.
I'm usually pretty inebriated, so it's not really my fault. But I'm that guy most tournaments.
Right.
So
well, I mean, pretty much shoulder to shoulder with everybody too, almost. And so sometimes you just put your pen to the side. It's probably going to get snatched on accident too. So.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't put the obvious things like bringing your dice and your models. These were the 10 things that I thought that were some people would bring and some people don't bring. So, but yeah, the pen. That's why I had the pen as one of the more obscure ones, because you know what, most tournaments sometimes provide pens, but sometimes, and with the COVID-19 out, you want to avoid less exposure from everybody touching over.
Yep.
So
the cart was actually really good too, because you remember 2 years ago when we did Iron Hands and Dark Angels at Adepticon, we built our display board. It was probably 4 foot by about 2 foot.
It's that scout, the big giant 8 board.
Yeah. We had 4,000 points worth of Iron Hands and Dark Angels on this scout board, and I was a server for 7 years, so I just had this thing up on the board, like up here, all 4,000 points, just running around Adepticon, switching tables, and like luckily I didn't drop anything, especially because of how drunk I was that entire tournament. But yeah,
well, we also had the road on top, which came off, which helped out a lot.
Yeah.
We also had the road on top, which came out.
Yep.
So that was kind of like a really good transport idea. Plus, it actually looked really cool on the display board.
Yeah. Plus, but yeah, like I was getting at, the cart is a great idea as well. It also helps you take things to your car. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've taken things to my car. I've been like, shit, I gotta make like 3 trips to do this.
Look, all the trips we had to do last year.
Oh man, God. And did you guys know our display board leaked last year?
Yeah, we were there when it was leaking.
Oh, we were. Was I?
Yeah, because we were getting judged. We were getting judged when it was leaking.
Yeah. Yeah, because we had to go to the restrooms, get a whole bunch of paper towels, and clean the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but it stopped leaking, and then we came back, and it had started leaking again, and somebody put like a curtain like a window curtain underneath it and soaked it up. And I was like, I don't know who this is. Oh man, yeah, you know. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, I liked actually. Excuse me, I liked all those. I like the cart, like I said, and the pin the best. The lists, I can't tell you how many times. And print your lists. Print your lists. Your local library will print your lists for 5 cents a page.
Or you just have me do them because you're too lazy to do them, right?
Facts. Everybody's got to have that friend. But
Yep.
yeah, I can't tell you how annoying it is to get a list that's handwritten, and you can read your handwriting. I cannot. I don't care how nice it is. I can't. Maybe that has something to do with my education level. I don't know. But
and again, like I said, some tournaments use the BCP apps. So you have to submit your list electronically, but do you want to really sit there and scroll through your phone of 4 pages worth of phone? And it is electronically. I guess you could maybe alter it somehow electronically. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's some algorithm you could put in there. But it's good to have a paper copy in case they submitted to a list that you submitted a list electronically, but it may not be the exact same list that got printed to you on paper. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Exactly. Yeah. Lists is major. So let's jump over Jesse. Jesse Rassel over here. Sorry for exposing you on Twitch to the wide world, but
he exposes himself. You do realize that.
Twitch too.
Hang on, your video keeps shifting on me here. I don't know if it's shifting on you guys or if it's just shifting on the stream. I don't work with OBS too much. But anyways, so Jesse does commission painting for Wicked Jester, correct?
The Laughing Jester Studio.
The Laughing Jester Studio. Okay, and that you also have a Twitch stream where people can watch you painting and stuff like that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Same thing, the Laughing Jester Studio?
Yep.
Got it. Awesome. So I'm going to throw up some pics of stuff you've done. Go ahead, give us an overview on what it is. What's just give us like a quick overview while I throw some pics up, and then we'll kind of go into more. Okay.
So, basically, it's a commission page. I do have a link now that it explains like what we will do for you as far as like assembling. Like converting and stuff like that, though, we have to work with us because converting is, a little bit more difficult, takes more time, so fees can be different. But as far as Laughing Jester Studio, we're really big on local, but we do 3 basically different tiers of painting. I have the first tier, I just call it tabletop, because if you're familiar now, like Frontline Gaming wants better paint jobs for like their tournaments now. That was a big thing where they wanted people to paint better. But we have the first tier and then the second tier. Basically, the third tier is going to be like the Pedro Cantor or like the Mortarion or the Night Lord, if the Night Lord's up here.
All right, I got you a Night Lord here. So, okay, we got your Night Lord guy right here.
Yeah. So the Night Lord's basically like a third tier paint job.
Okay.
Or that'd be the second tier because it's tabletop first tier, second tier. So.
Oh no, that's third tier, dude. Don't sell yourself short, man. That is, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is for all those out in the chat. This guy was a surprise for me. It was a nice, very special gift that Mr. Jesse got for me, and the picture can't do it any justice. Okay, this guy is converted. It's got a reaver. It's got the head of a reaver, Primaris reaver on there. Some nice, very custom wings on it. And this guy really, I supplied him with what? I just supplied you with the body and the lightning claws, I think, is all I.
No, actually, this was a full-on surprise because I was supposed to just do a regular Chaos Lord, which you gave me, and then I just opted into doing that myself.
I mean, this guy is seriously a total. He's one of the guys that I always just look at when I go down my shelves and like I just look at it. He's just amazing. I mean, like I said, I wish I could take better pictures, but I can't. This picture does do it zero justice. This guy was an amazing conversion work. You got the yellow highlights on the wings, and he just looks like he's ready to kill people. And don't sell yourself short, Jesse. This was one of the top paint jobs you've ever done for me.
Thank you. I sent you the pictures too with the flesh hounds, Eric.
Yeah, I actually got a group pic here. I'm gonna throw up. We're gonna cover up our whole stream for a second here, guys. So you got demon prince, flesh hounds. You got some crimson fists in the middle here, stuff like that. But go ahead, give us an overview of these.
So like the flesh hounds, I've actually 2 different times. One at Articon, and then there was a small gathering out in Laporte. The flesh hounds, I've actually got 2 first places now on those. Those aren't converted. Those are from, I think, like Cromlech or something like that. But like most work I do, besides like the wing effects, are usually by brush. I don't really airbrush a lot, except for like the small fades you see like on the Demon Prince's wings.
Okay.
Now the Pedro Cantor that you can see there, he is like fully custom worked. He was actually made from the original Cantor, but then made from the Primaris Blood Angels Lieutenant. And I had to cut his hip and cut his leg, and I reposed him. And then what I did was I green stuffed like the ropes that are going on his chest, the reef that's on his kneecap. I did the rope that's around the banner.
Okay.
Then, yeah, so he's got a lot of conversion work in him. Then you got like the Apollux there, that's in the front. That's actually the Forge World character series from Imperial Fist. But like all these all have multiple red highlights too, so it's not just like a small red with a shade. It's actually has like fades, shades, highlights. I even gave him a 5 o'clock shadow.
What? Pedro should have a beard.
Yeah.
Wait. You have, because the picture I have is a Pedro with a helmet. Do you have a picture of Pedro with an actual face?
No, that's gonna be Apollux who's got the face he's got the power fist.
Oh, my fault. Got it. Okay,
Yep.
I don't have a picture of that, guys. So I've got your picture of Pedro up right now with the bullet effect coming out. What's your price point on doing something like that for someone?
That Pedro Cantor would be $100. I mean that's fully customizing, working, and painting.
Okay.
That's a lot of little stuff you got to do because sculpting isn't easy.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if you want it to be sculpted really nice and you want a really nice paint job like that, that's $100.
Okay. What are you using green stuff to sculpt, or what do you use, milliputty, or?
I use both. I use green stuff and milliput.
Green stuff and milliput. Okay. Cool. Let's that's a sweet Pedro. I like the fist on the banner.
Yeah. You know, because that really stands the model out. It helps you really pick them out. So the fist has got to be out there really for you to see it.
Yeah. It's got good highlights on it. Let me see here. What else we got? We got some more pictures from Jesse. My favorite we'll save for last. That's the Mortarion. But, because I'm a fan of the airbrush.
Well, we can do that right now.
We do. All right, it's cool. Let's do the Morty. I like Morty. All right. So, and normally you said you do brush work normally. But this is one of the models that I because this is actually live on your Twitch stream. You saw you could see him paint it, yeah.
Yeah, he's on Twitch, and I did the YouTube video on how I painted the wings so everybody can see how they're done.
Let me see here.
So
what did give us an overview of like a quick thing on this. What's this Morty? What was the cost on it? What level are you doing in terms of like I guess 3 is the worst, 1's the best. What is?
So I guess John would call it a level 3. There has to be a level 3 apparently. Mortarion costed the customer. I really think I even undercutted it, but Mortarion cost him $160.
Okay, including model.
He already had the model. He gave me the model.
Yeah, that'd be a little too nice. Yeah, that's not bad. John, this is your Morty?
No. That's Garrett, our friend. Is that Garrett's Morty?
Yep, that's Garrett Clapp's Mortarion.
No. Okay. The Morty I got was done by Brian Hedrick, so.
Okay, I didn't even know you had a Morty. Well, adds that to my fear factors.
I traded my Necron army for his Death Guard army, which now like half my Death Guard army is like the one you got the Rhino from.
Oh yeah,
you still have.
Yeah.
John doesn't use warlords.
Nobody but Gaz.
He's not even a Lord of War.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So so this I love the Morty. I love Morty. He's just a cool model in general to do anything with, really. Larger models are my favorite just because there's so many more options for details.
And I did that Mortarion in a weekend, so it took me 3 days to do them.
Okay. Yeah, that's a major thing, is that turnover time on painting is what's, in my opinion, one of the major factors in paying for it. Like, if I'm going to pay to have a model painted, 3 months later, am I going to get my model and then suddenly, there? But if you're doing it in 3 days, that's crazy. So here we got, John, this is your Abaddon, right?
Right. That
Okay.
Jesse did for me as well.
All right. Sweet. So Jesse, tell us about this one. What level is this? What was the price point on that? Where are you at? We're advertising for you, apparently.
Okay, yeah. So the Abaddon, I guess that's another 3. I love doing characters. If you want to send me character work, I will do some great work for them. I do a lot of freehand stuff too. Like that.
Yeah,
he
he does.
Abaddon is like very organic looking. You'd have to find the pages on my Facebook, the pictures of it. It's super, like, really organic looking. But I do a lot of freehand work now that I've been getting a lot better with. So you'll see a lot more of that coming up with me just doing a lot of, like, little hidden treasures in people's armies that I'm painting. But that Abaddon he's actually not airbrushed at all. He is all strictly hand painted.
Okay.
So.
And we did modify him a little bit so we could put his cape on or off. So if he's going to a formal event, we can put his cape on. Or we can go to a non-formal event and he can take his cape off. So Jesse and I kind of worked with the base and everything like that, just so we could, like I say, because if you want to get dressed up to go to battle, you can go put on his cape.
So he can be a superhero.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Abaddon the Despoiler, ever the classy one.
So.
Let me see here. We got a couple more. Let's kill some more time.
I think I did that Abaddon for about $55.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you gave me a really good deal on it.
That's not bad. That is very solid. Let me see here. What we
Jesse does, and for those in chat and everything like that, he does really good free. You got to look at the models that he does some really good freehand work. Like on some of my Chaos Space Marines he's put a freehand Eyes of Horus on there, and they're just amazing. Some of the stuff he's done on my Greater Possessed is just, I can't describe on how good. I know, I'm sorry that I'm bragging about you. I really am that. But I mean, my Chaos Space Marine army is really beautiful. It really is. I mean, I'm looking forward to finally taking them to a tournament whenever they start happening back up. So.
There's so many hidden Eyes of Horus, like in their backpacks and their knee pads and their shoulders, and not even just the ones that are already on them. They're just scattered all over the place. Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest here. The pictures really don't do justice of what you're actually doing. Probably because we're just using cell phones to take pictures, but
right. Yeah, I don't have a light box or anything like that.
Yeah, but in terms of, I mean, I've known Jesse for probably 5 to 6 years now.
Right, 5.
Your painting has come so much further than I could say my own, or really anybody that I've known's painting is. I mean, these models are 50 times better than what you initially started at painting. And I mean, everybody's models are crappy at first, but the work you've done is vastly.
The last 3 years is where I've made a big, massive advantage into everything, and it's probably due to internet. And then the more time I've been putting into it, obviously, the more you paint, the better you're going to get at it. But you have to also learn your paint too, because just because it's a base color doesn't mean you have to use it for a base color, or just because it's a wash doesn't mean you have to use it for a wash. You put washes in your airbrush, you can make nice glazes with, you can make really excellent fades with using thin paint. Mm-hmm. And same thing goes with what's the new paint that Citadel came out with?
Contrast paint.
Yeah.
Contrast paints. I use those actually to airbrush shading effects with more than I actually paint with them. So
that's interesting. So you're just throwing it directly into the pot of the airbrush?
Yep, sure do.
And then you just do like 50-50 air paint, or how far are you pulling back, or like just real subtly hitting it with
real subtly hit it, and it's like things like the yellows and the reds,
mm-hmm.
like what it looks like in the pot when you put it through an airbrush, it will give it a completely different transparent color every time you put another layer over another layer on top of it. So like the yellow, when you airbrush that, will actually make a very vibrant yellow if you just do it over and over and over again.
Okay. I might look into that because I'm doing a Bloodthirster now, and I want to do like a lava effect on the entire model.
I got you.
Interesting. And then we got. Oh, what was that?
Have different paints too. Like, just don't just stick. I know most people only have like Citadel around, but I've got a very vast amount of collection now, and each different paint though you have to like learn when you put them in your airbrush, because like some people are like, oh, you just got to make it look milky, and you do that with a lot of colors too, and you just won't get the right effect. It seems like you got to have a certain amount of air with different colors versus a certain amount of paint with other colors.
I'm newly a big fan of P3s, the War Machine paints or whatever. They're super thick, and you got to really thin them down, but the pigment in them is insane. So even though you're thinning these down, because primarily airbrush paints are less pigmented because they got to be thinner, but these P3 paints are crazy. I really like them there's like a baby pink, which is amazing for any highlight on like purples or pinks or reds or something like that, for like a real super thin. Yeah, I'm a big fan of P3s.
Yeah. P3 has been like my newfound glory. I can only get it either on the internet, or we have to go all the way out to South Bend to go to fantasy games if they ever have them.
Yeah. Yeah, the shop out there closed, so we're kind of stuck in terms of that.
I think they just opened up, though, Didn't they, John?
What, fantasy games?
Yeah, I think they just opened up, though.
They opened up last month, so... Yeah, fantasy games is open for last month. Games Plus I was just at, which is in Mount Prospect, Illinois. They don't carry P3 anymore, but they have Vallejo. They have a lot of secret weapon. I just bought like 2 secret weapon pigments that I'm going to start trying on some orc vehicles for like doing weathering and stuff like that. I haven't even had the chance to open them up yet, but they carry a whole long line of secret weapon pigments too for like if you're going to do weathering and stuff like that. But they don't carry any P3. I asked about P3s, and because you have to buy like, you can't just buy one. You have to buy like 10 P3. The store has to order like 10 of each P3 paint. And they just don't want to order P3.
They can't just order one. Okay, that makes sense. That's some old school GW marketing right there. So we got I got the Gaz up there now. You did this Gazgul for John as well. We're basically, John, we're just going to use your entire army as our photography, basically, for today.
Gazgul, that was a very fun job. I literally painted him in exactly about 12 hours in total. And I did him fully live on Twitch overnight.
Did you do 12 hours straight?
Almost. Straight on Twitch, too.
How many times did you pee?
Probably like 3 times.
No, it looks solid. Like I said, we don't have a ton of pictures. I feel like we're not doing justice on this, but it's Gazgul.
There's a lot of free-handed scratch marks all over his armor, plus the ones that he comes as a model with. But I really tried to implement like the red claw, so I put all those extra scratches in his claws.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You go ahead.
So I had a question, because scratches is something that I don't do a ton of, and this is actually something that I want to get into because I'm trying to do wear and tear marks, and normally primarily for like wear and tear I do burns. It's because it's easy with an airbrush. You hit it with like a brown or a black or something. How are you doing scratches? What's your process on that? Let's do like a small model, like let's consider Gaz a small versus if you did a knight.
Okay. So like for Gazgul Thraka, like what you want to do is figure out what you're already going to be using for like your highlights, your midtones. And when I do scratches, like we're going to use his claw as the best example for him, because his claw is actually like a corn red. But when you do your scratch lines, I always use the highest highlight color, and I kind of wear in my line where I want it to go. And then after I do that then I go back down. I go in reverse. So I start with my highlight, then I go down to my midtone, and then we'll go, let's say you start off with your corn red for your base color, but then my highlight's going to be Wild Rider red. So I'll put Wild Rider red on there, draw my line. And then what I'll do is I'll go and I'll use, Mephiston red?
Okay.
Or Scarlet red.
Okay.
So I start off with the highest highlight color first, though. And that's going to get you your vision on where it's going to be. So.
Okay. And then do you do, because I know a lot of people do the scratch. What they start with, like if you do a scratch, I've seen people do. You just make a black line, and then you said you do the highlight below. And
no,
then
I put the whole highlight on. I draw the whole line with my highlight.
Oh, okay.
You can do it with the black. The problem is like I don't want it to just look like black. A black line is there.
Okay.
I want it to look like the scratch is there. It's going in, but you gotta think like when metal gets scratched, metal is like really bright or chromy, so that's why I use the highlighted color as my first color line. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I get it.
So that way you're looking when they start off with the black line. I start off with the highlight, the bright color. That way that's going to be like your draw attention, your deep line scratch mark. And then I will wear in lighter colors or darker colors.
Now, do you put like custom scratch marks? Do you like take your hobby knife and just do you make some extra scratches with it, or you just?
I have done that. I have put a lot of actual damage marks into like my rhinos and my razorbacks and lemon russes, but I don't have any of those on there because I did those before I started really making it like a full-time hobby thing.
Because I just like taking like.
Did you just call it a lemon russ?
Yeah, he did. A lemon russ.
That's my new favorite name. A lemon russ. I love it. I'm going to do that every tournament I go to from now on. Oh, I see you have a bunch of lemon russes.
Yeah.
It'd be an awesome conversion would be have tanks with lemons with treads and 2 sponsons and a turret.
Wouldn't be surprised if I haven't seen that already somewhere.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Somebody did a baked potato army one year, and they used baked potatoes and just, like, glued weapons to it.
And we also played against dinosaurs, too.
Yeah. So, I guess, so, yeah, Laughing Jester painting. Twitch stream is Laughing Jester...
Studio.
Twitch? Laughing Jester Studio. Okay, I don't do Twitch a ton, so...
Okay.
But so Laughing Jester Studio, he does painting. If you're wanting to get in contact with you in terms of painting, how do they do that?
I would just contact it on Facebook. It's still the Laughing Jester Studio on Facebook. There's also Instagram of the Laughing Jester Studio on Instagram, and there's also a YouTube one. The YouTube one I haven't been doing too much for, but I'm putting tutorials on YouTube is what I'm using that for.
Okay. Cool. Also, if you're just extremely lazy like I am, you can just message John or I, and we'll forward you along to him. I know most of Team Bad Decisions is very lazy as well.
I know. Nurgle Man, he's a beast while painting. I mean, he's a beast at Nurgle painting. I mean, and Brandon's got some really good. I mean, Brandon's done some really good work on his Sigmar Oak with the Sigmar Ogre guys, and I mean. I'm not saying they're not lazy, but boy, are they putting out some good. They are putting out some really great looking models, especially Nurgle Matt with his. Nurgle Matt's been really. I mean, when we were doing the last hobby time I was on, he was just busy painting while we were like streaming. So he's just sitting there. He's just in full beast mode while painting.
Did you know that self-appointed by me, Nurgle Matt is the nicest guy in 40K?
I did not know that.
Yep.
I've never met him in 40K yet.
It's actually on Twitch now, official as of 10 seconds ago. So. Can't really argue with the internet,
Okay. Because on the internet, you're a rich billionaire. Right?
Yes, that's true. Actually, I am Bill Gates' heir.
There you go.
But so let's. I guess we've been going for a little bit here. So yeah, 9th edition is going to be awesome. The only thing that you need to care about in 9th edition is that Space Marines got a new bicycle.
ATV.
An ATV for all the rednecks out there.
I guess we could also say that they did release rules for flyers. I don't think those have been covered because that just got brand new on Friday, I think, or Thursday when the new rules for flyers came out. So for those of you who haven't caught up, flyers can now leave the table like they could in 6th.
7th. You can do it in 7th.
7th day, flyers can leave the table, and apparently you can either come back 9 inches away. You could just appear on your next turn 9 inches away from your enemy.
Now that's new, yeah. Which means Eldar Hemlocks. Right, and there's a couple new things on Community. There's a couple bullet points on
flyers that one thing that was really mentioned, like, especially last night, was that if a model starts with an engagement range of a aircraft, which they listed 47 models that are aircraft. Models like the Hive Crone and the Harpy and the Helldrake are not aircraft. Did Eric just drop out, or did I just drop out?
I think you just dropped out. I
there?
can hear you.
Oh, okay. Maybe my internet just died. Oh, there. Okay, I see Eric now.
John's got dollar store internet.
Right, I do. It's Frontier.
Let me fix it.
Yeah, but so if you start within an inch of an aircraft, you cannot declare a charge, but you can only move and advance. So basically, if a model starts within an engagement range, which we assume is 1 inch away, you're not going to be able to declare a charge against anything else with your engagement range of an aircraft. So you could theoretically just charge block your entire army. Now you can move away from the aircraft and advance away from the aircraft and charge something else. But if you end your movement phase because you can ignore that base, I believe, and you could be within an engagement range of an aircraft. But if you say you're in your movement within an inch of it, you can't declare a charge against anything unless you actually have the fly keyword and can charge the fly. And they did say that
crazy.
They did say you can heroically intervene. They did say you can ignore aircraft when you heroically intervene unless you have the fly keyword. Then I think you have to go towards the aircraft. I think on that one on community.
So now it's actually better. Okay, so it's better terrain blocking or board blocking. Aircraft are better at blocking off the board now.
Right. So you can basically lead from the front. We talked about this last night when we were having a mega game, that you can lead from the front with your aircraft. And I don't know. I mean, we don't obviously know all the rules yet. So certain aircraft, most of the aircraft can hover.
Okay.
So does the hover remove that rule, or does the hover keep it in place? So you can just basically put storm talons in your front line and hover mode, so an opponent could not. Now they can move through your base they can ignore your base like nothing. But if they end within an inch of an engagement range, they can't declare a charge against anything else other than the flyer. But then again, they can't be charged unless they have the.
Yeah, but okay, so let's. It would only make sense that if you hover, it ignores that rule. It would only make sense. So but even not having that rule, or even not hovering, you still can take 3 storm talons, just like you said, and go from the sides of the board and block the center of the board.
Yeah.
So your Slanesh armies, your Khorne armies, any of that stuff that's trying to charge, all you have to be is within an inch of that flyer base.
Yeah.
Engagement range,
right.
Whatever engagement range is. So. Wow, that's brutal. Yeah,
that's on community. There's about 6 bullet points on community that you can go to the Warhammer community or the new 40K. Go look up the new 40K, the new Warhammer 40,000 site. It's not on community, but it tells you the rules for flyers. So apparently too, there's something where they can start within 6 inches of a board. There was something about they normally have to start within 6 inches of a board edge.
Yeah.
But I think if you come off the table. Then you come back, you could be 9 inches away. So you could essentially come back in, put your model 9 inches away from the enemy at the end of your movement phase, and then they can't declare a charge against. They would have, if they ended up within an inch of you, I guess.
Yeah,
you could still be 9 inches.
You could drop like this, and then
you could, and then you could essentially block off charges from anything else.
And so, from what I got is that if from reading it, what I got is that you can either deploy outside of 9 inches of something if you deep strike essentially across the board, or as long as you're within 6 inches, you can just appear, which might be kind of nice for Helldrakes and stuff with flamer templates and stuff like that.
No. Helldrakes are different, sir. They are not listed as aircraft.
Oh, they're not listed as. That mixes everything I just said.
They listed Helldrakes, Hive Crones, and Harpies as not aircraft.
Okay.
Basically, all your things that are kind of alive.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Which isn't. Yeah. Helldrakes is kind of, but yeah. Yeah, that makes okay. So that makes sense. But still, you could theoretically, from the way I've read this, is you could theoretically drop like 2 inches away as long as you're within 6 inches of a board. But now specifically, it does say you cannot charge no matter what when you come back in, right?
Yeah, but how many flyers actually charge?
Besides Helldrakes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy. All right, food for thought. Food for thought. But okay, so let's wrap this up. We've got Jesse, John, and myself. Apparently, our fourth person, which I actually don't know who it was, but
it was the Invisible Man.
It was, or Santa Claus. We were actually supposed to have Bernie Sanders on for our Democratic rally. He was going to talk about his involvement in the 40K community and the political community, but he bailed. So whatever. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up and just say
thank you for all those who have, if anybody's came in and followed or given subscriptions. We do have a merchandise store that you can buy some Team Bad Decisions merchandise with, dice, whatever else we're selling. And then also a big thank you to Jesse for coming on for us today.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I also do have a merchandise store as well, and I also have my own dice and everything. I've got merchandise, mouse pads, coffee mugs, t-shirts, hats, phone cases, and dice.
What was it? The Laughing Jester
Studio.
Studio.com. I'm putting it in the chat here. Studio.com. Twitch.com. .com.
It's twitch.thelaughingjesterstudio. Studio. It should make it pop up. Cool. LaughingJesterStudio.com. It's all kids that are watching here. They know how to work technology. Don't worry. Yeah, they can find it on Facebook, and it'll have the Twitch link and everything else, and it can take them to Streamlabs to get the merchandise and everything. So,
yeah, cool. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna fade out here, and when we fade out, we're gonna listen to this sweet copyright-free music that we have going on.
Later, everybody.